So the veracity of the affidavit and attachments of State Witness Shadrack Cezula have been brought into question. The Free State Agriculture Department manager is the second state witness in the 25 million rand Nulane criminal trial underway in Bloemfontein. Cezula is a Section 204 witness and has been quizzed over a deviation memo that he prepared in October of 2011. He says he was under unbearable pressure to produce that, and that Nulane Investment was loaded for payment before it was signed. Well, in cross-examination, counsel for former department head Dr Limakatso Moorosi argued that she should not have been charged. Erin Bates is our reporter on the story, live for us in Bloemfontein tonight. Erin, tell us more about what happened during cross-examination.
Well, we certainly got a range of approaches or styles, you could say, from counsel and attorneys for the different accused in this matter. Lungisani Daniel Mancha for the first accused, that's Peter Tebete, former head of the Department of Agriculture, the Department of Rural Development, and the Department of the two combined at different times when they were split in together. So keep tabs on that, because I'm struggling as we go day on day, Temekile. But in as much as Mancha was elaborate, you could say, in his cross-examination starting yesterday into this morning, Advocate Ishmael Semenya for the second accused, that's Dr Limakatso Moorosi, another head of department, or head of departments. She too switched around a fair deal, was brief. He was very to the point. He presented his client's case in cross-examination of Cezula, and made it clear that as far as he's concerned and his client is concerned, this deviation was entirely above board. Cezula himself said that at the time he didn't think he was doing anything wrong, although he says that there were some peculiarities, including the CFO at the time, that Saipati Dlamini, being in his office, sort of breathing down his neck, you could say, and receiving phone calls from Tebete while he was putting together this document, and he'd never done one like it before in this way, he says. But the argument from Semenya for Moorosi is that she took it on face value. It seemed above board. It was all bona fide as far as she was concerned. She then signed it. So that was a contrasting performance, you could say, to the likes of Mancha. And then we had counsel for some of the other accused into the afternoon. It was Advocate Kenny Allwage, senior counsel, who's here for Dinesh Patel, who at some point even waved his fingers at Cezula and criticized his engagements with this Mtolo from the Hawks. It seems like both he and another counsel, that's Willem Eldridge for the the third accused, the fourth accused, forgive me, Tebekile, it's hard to keep up, who are honing in on Mtolo's role in dealing with state witnesses. And it seems like they're starting to piece together the blocks of an onslaught against him over his engagements with some of those on the list of 35 witnesses for the state.
So documents, signatures, emails, all crucial to the evidence that's being brought forward in this trial, but there have been issues with that.
Yes, and that's again when we heard from Eldridge, who was arguing that Cezula's affidavit was in some question because the attachments to it, the two key attachments there are this document from the scrap metal business in New Delhi, India, and also the deviation document had some strange annotations on it. And so his submissions, it seems, and his sort of angle here is that it's not permissible to admit these versions of those copies of the originals. And where that becomes crucial, Tembekile, is that Acting Judge Nompumelelo Gusha has provisionally admitted certain evidence, certain exhibits into this case, and has sort of parked some of the debate around them. But slowly but surely, these counsel, these lawyers, are raising questions, serious questions about which versions of the copies have been provided and who is involved in working with Cezula in order to bring them to the court. In fact, at some stage, we had hard copies, moving between where the lawyers were standing and up to where the judge was presiding. And so, again, it's about the forensics here. It's about the paper trail and the veracity of the material the state is trying to use in order to drive its case. And, of course, the agenda of the counsel here is to find as many weaknesses as possible in order to chip away at the NPA of the ID's submissions to get the clients off criminal sentences and jail time.
Erin Bates, thank you very much for that update from outside the High Court in Bloemfontein.